Around our world, as good people are lying, but it is said that black sheep are also found everywhere in our world. These evil persons destroy the peace of the country and make the situation worse, and it impacts the economy and infrastructure of the world, and the people suffers because of this, and a huge amount of destruction it came in addition for the world. So in this video, we are going to show you European criminals that shocked the industry. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Elena Puzyurevich. Puzyurevich captured young Russians thanks to the contacts she maintained with her country. The girls were given a tourist visa and were taken directly to the hostess club she ran with her partner, where they practiced prostitution indefinitely and without any labor regulations. Some of the girls were deceived about the type of work they were going to do when they arrived in Spain, being forced to practice prostitution. She is described as 160 centimeters in height with brown eyes. Vig Roland. Sander Isvan Vig and his son, Roland Vig, is suspected of running a marijuana plantation with their associates in a building on a property owned by Roland Vig in the suburban area of Kecskemét, Hungary, from the beginning of 2021. The building was constructed for the cultivation of cannabis, sativa plants, and for drug production. Within their drug trafficking activity, they sold narcotics to further other drug traffickers. In this case, the Hungarian police officers broke up a criminal organization involved in drug production and trafficking in a coordinated operation in April 2021. The operation resulted in the seizure of nearly 100 kilograms of suspected drugs with a total market value of 690,000 euros. The investigation led to the identification of a newly built and equipped two-story warehouse, where the criminal organization was operating with professionally equipped facilities for the cultivation and processing of thousands of marijuana plants. The indoor plant production was equipped with remote-controlled irrigation, lighting, and ventilation systems. To mask the high electricity consumption required for production, high-value industrial generators were installed. The facility was capable of producing hundreds of kilos of drugs several times a year. The plant itself cost around 831,000 euros to set up, but the construction of a new hall on the site, protected by a high fence and modern cameras, was already in progress. Several people were arrested during the investigation, but several members of the criminal organization are still on the run. Roland Vig was a member of this organized criminal group. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now let's get back to our topic. Stannis Lovel. After more than 11 years on the run, one of the most wanted Czech criminals, Stannis Lovel, reported to the authorities. The recidivist, who is often convicted of property crimes, has been on the Europol list since 2016. On Friday, he volunteered at the Czech embassy in Dakar, Senegal. "My name is Stannis Lovel. I've been on the run for 11 years and Europol has been looking for me since 2016. Today is Friday, February 25, 10:20 minutes. I'm in Dakar, Senegal, and I'm going to enroll at the Czech embassy," he says in the video. According to List of News, 43-year-old Stannis Lovel is being held at the Plateau police station on the outskirts of Dakar. According to Siedel's friend who visited him on Saturday, there is news that he is in a cell with 4 people, sleeping on the floor, with no access to clean water, food, or sanitation. According to this source, Stannis Lovel had to be hospitalized on Sunday because he was urinating blood. The editors did not contact anyone from the embassy in Dakar over the weekend. The Foreign Ministry confirmed the incident on Friday. "We can confirm that a Czech citizen has applied for consular assistance at our embassy in Dakar. Any extradition is entirely within the competence of the police headquarters of the Czech Republic and the Ministry of Justice, like a spokeswoman for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs told the report. However, the Ministry of Justice had not received any information from the embassy about Stannis Lovel as of Sunday afternoon, so it has not even requested the release of a recidivist. Extradition will be requested once the individual's whereabouts in Senegal are confirmed. In the meantime, however, a person, for example, can be deported to the Czech Republic," wrote Vladimir Repka, a spokesman for the Ministry of Justice, on Sunday. Efforts to extradite Stannis Lovel to the Czech Republic may be complicated by the fact that no extradition treaty has been concluded between the Czech Republic and Senegal has not yet extradited him. An international search for Stannis Lovel was announced in the autumn of 2011 after he failed to serve his sentence. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison for stealing an optical system and a fire station and attempting to rob an ATM in Pribram. In 2016, he was put on the European Police Office Europol list of Europe's most wanted criminals by the National Targeted Search Unit, known as the Skull Hunters, and each country can put its top 2 criminals on it. In addition to the property crimes mentioned, Sale's profile on Europol's most wanted lists also includes illegal trade in weapons, ammunition, and explosives, laundering the proceeds of crime, or aiding and abetting the illegal crossing of state borders. However, he was not convicted of these acts in the Czech Republic. Stannis Lovel was hiding abroad. He lived in the Canary Islands in western Gambia and last year hid in the jungles of southern Senegal, in areas rife with armed conflict between the government and rebels. Facts page with a list of the most wanted people in Europe. Stanislav Seal highlighted. The list of reports was in contact with Stanislav Seal before he went to the authorities in Dakar. "I'm mentally ill, I have no money, I live like a beggar and have enough." He explains his decision not to hide anymore. The man, who has been convicted several times, also stated that he did not flee out of fear of imprisonment, but out of fear of retaliation from the underworld in Pribram. He claims he provided the police with important evidence about the 2010 looting of Orlik Castle, but his identity has been revealed. At that time, treasures worth 8.5 million crowns were lost from the chateau, but their historical value was inestimable. Stanislav Seal, who was repeatedly convicted in the Pribram underworld known as Sedlo, claims that he testified as a secret witness and helped the police to catch the robber. Ferdy Kokel, Circan Demercurin, and Ferdy Kokel Jagas. 12-year-old Adriana had 2 weeks left of her summer vacation when she was shot to death outside a McDonald's restaurant at a traffic junction in Hollanda in the Botkirke municipality south of Stockholm on the night of 2 August last year. The perpetrators, who were traveling in a stolen Audi, fired at least 21 shots from 2 different weapons. Adriana was hit by 2 gunshots and died shortly after arriving at the hospital. 10 more people are in danger of being hit by a bullet grenade, according to prosecutor Anna Svedin. The police theory is that Adriana was not the target of the hunt. According to the information, the perpetrators instead tried to shoot the 2 young men with gangs outside the restaurant. In recent weeks, police and prosecutors have made great progress in the case. A man is in custody for murder and another suspected accomplice has been arrested in Spain. Another 3 suspected murderers are in custody in their absence. On Friday, 23-year-old Circan Demercurin, 22-year-old Ferdy Kokel, and 22-year-old Ferdy Kokel were added to Interpol's International Wanted list. The justification for the search states that the 3 men were suspected of, together and in consultation with a number of other perpetrators, according to a joint criminal plan, deliberately planned and committed murder and a number of attempted murders on the night of 2 August 2020. 2 shots hit 12-year-old Adriana, who died from her injuries. There's a risk that a large number of people could be hit by the shooting. The action was preceded by careful planning both before and after the act, and particularly ruthless. The 3 wanted people are residents of Norsborg, and until February and March of 2022, they were written to addresses in the area. Within weeks, they changed their addresses to a mailbox in central Stockholm. The day before the murder, 3 preferred men participated when a music video was recorded in Sollentuna. The video, which is spread on YouTube, among other places, shows both the murder weapon and the getaway car used when Adriana was killed. In the video, the men posed alongside several other people accused Thursday of a particularly serious gun crime. At a press conference on Thursday, police and prosecutors revealed that they had information that Circan Demercurin, Ferdy Kokel, and Ferdy Kokel had fled to Sweden and were now in Turkey. At least one of the suspected culprits seemed to be aware of the situation. On Tuesday, Circan Demercurin sent an email to Södertörn District Court requesting another lawyer. The order email started, "Hi, my name is Circan Demercurin, and I am a suspect and seem to be in custody." That the Swedish authorities would allow Turkey to agree to return the men if they were arrested is far from certain. Sweden and Turkey have no extradition agreements, and in the previous trial and other cases, the relationship has been far from frictionless. The 3 preferred men were Swedish citizens. However, they have Turkish roots, which means they can qualify for Turkish citizenship right away. This further complicates the extradition process, according to the prosecutor. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you like this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.